What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am BDLM, coming with my buddy J4Y, bringing you game number 2 of Regiment of Shadows versus Meowzsports. And actually, it looks like we may have a remake here. He crashed.
I hate cratching.
Crashing
It's
is
close to
worse.
crocheting, but it's a little off. Yeah.
Little bit. Oh, okay. It's internet crocheting. It's like a flash game.
That sounds like a very boring Flash game. I'm not sure if I would want to participate in said game, but I'm not going to shoot it down until I try. That's an important thing to do. Is to,
I think you could argue that maybe Little Big Planet is like a crouching game, right? Little sack people. I mean, that's pretty much.
Whoa, sack people. Let's not get carried away here.
That's what they're called.
I'm sure they are, buddy. In your little world, they are. Anyways, so what's going to probably happen here is he's probably not going to make it in the game, but I would still expect him to do the draft as normal and then just go into all pick right afterwards. So I'm not going to restart the stream again because I'm just that lazy. Sorry, folks.
Oh.
I also hate it because of this delay. Apparently, whenever I cancel the stream, even though it's a 2-minute delay, they get stopped right there, so they might not have even seen the end of that game for all I know. And I'm sorry you didn't see that slaughter if that's what happened, but as you will know from watching this video, I hope you watch them in order. Game 1 went to this Team Cat over here, Meowzsports, up against the, oh boy, I keep calling them Reign of Shadows.
Regiment
Regiment of Shadows. Why am I having so much word with Regiment? Apparently it's just,
it's
everyone
difficult.
DCs. They do not even want to draft this one. So we are leaving, and we are back in the lobby.
Well, that's nice. I like that. That's pretty
It
sweet.
is nice. It's better than having to rejoin and almost tell you the password in the stream again. You know, It's a little better than that.
Slightly. Yeah. You know what? We didn't get a chance to plug our own wares. We had to plug the other casters. But we are BDLM and J4Y of Dota on Demand, and we actually do a weekly podcast. You guys are welcome to check out as well. We hope you guys would stop by our YouTube and our Twitch channel actually to check that out too.
Yeah, self-plug.
Do that.
It happens.
I mean,
Gotta look out for number 1 every now and then.
serious face.
Or number ones.
Number
it's plural,
ones.
if you will. So enough with the odd talk. Going into this game too, I'm really expecting RoS to pull out all the stops because, like we said, it's a best of 3. So if they lose here, the series does fall to Meowzsports. I'm gonna have to think they're gonna go what they're probably most comfortable with. Although if that's what they did last game, then they're gonna be in a little bit of trouble because they got pretty stomped in most of their lanes. I think one of their biggest problems was the fact that their tri-lane was Morphling into melee. They weren't able to do much at all, and if that's what you're going to run, like a Sand King and Tide, at least do some roaming. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is, those two stayed in top the whole game, basically. And that wasn't effective because Windrunner was still able to get levels. She wasn't shut down. And, they just really weren't able to do a lot while Darkseer was in the jungle getting a ton of golden experience by himself.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I was mentioning not too long ago before you restarted the stream. I mean, they had 2 heroes that were essentially doing nothing in the earlier part of that game. They really should have sent them roaming because, Morphling had that lane on lockdown, and really the only thing he was doing there was getting less experience because those other 2 heroes were there. So hopefully that's something that Regiment of Shadows can adjust maybe in the next game. Hopefully they will be able to maybe put something together a little bit stronger than that. And then, we also had the Radiant team running someone in the jungle, so they were able to get just that early golden experience lead that the Dire weren't really able to ever come back from.
Hold on a second, I'm going to plug our...
Oh, I was going to do that. Alright. There you go. Boom. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what they look to do here. I mean, they could look to do a similar strategy, but again, look how powerful that Pugna was. If they did look to try and run a big AoE strat, they would definitely have to pug that hero out. They'd have to pug a Pugna all over
Pugna. Pug a Puggy.
And, yeah, they would definitely have to ban the Pugna if they were looking to try and do something like that again. But hopefully, they'll do something crazy and new and innovative and blow all the minds.
That's all we could always hope for. But, at the end of the day, Pugna was enough for me to have a good time with this best of 3 series. Every time I get into one of these games, I tell the team, someone, for the love of Pete, pick Alchemist mid. I share it with all the captains because I just think one day, in one world, one man, stands against an army. I don't know where I'm going with that. It's like a movie intro or something. But
Hmm.
yeah, Wooden PC actually coming out from this what the heck did I just say? How do you pronounce that word? Is it not that hard?
Xiao Pao beast.
Xiaopao?
Xiao Pao.
That's actually pretty awesome when you say it like that. I really like saying that name now. That's actually,
Welcome.
it's probably not at all. It's probably like CP or something. And I'm just completely wrong. But nonetheless, actually, I'm going to switch over the seeds. Now we are in the banning and drafting phase. And here we go. A quick Brewmaster off the bat. No real shocker there. Leshrac, once again banned by Meowzsports, does not want to have to face him. I also really enjoy, by the way, how fast their bans and picks go. I don't even know if either of them win the bonus time at all in the first game.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, they have been very quick. Both teams knew exactly what they wanted to do, and it seemed like they got the kind of picks that they really wanted to run to make their individual strategies try and work for them.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they decide to ban out here. If that Chaos Knight indeed is banned, remember here, RoS this time has the first pick. So we're going to have to see how they decide to spend that. Dark's here. Okay, that makes sense. He's now banned this game. They did not like how he set all those ganks up with the Surge as well as Ion Shell and Vacuum. You know, just a strong hero in general. So he's going to get banned out here. I do not expect them to ban Nature's Prophet if they're feeling comfortable with him. Normally the first team will always let the second team have to do that. You know, very common strategy. Tinker actually banned out. Very interesting. Maybe they've done their research on this team, because otherwise, I know it's kind of been popular in the pro scene recently, but I don't know how popular it is in this kind of skill level.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Tinker is ban-worthy, especially if you're trying to look to go for some kind of global hero as well. Like, if they were trying to look to go for the Nature's Prophet, I think actually Tinker is a wonderful pickup against him, because he is actually able to sort of match that mobility and outdo it in the later parts of the game once he is able to get enough mana to be able to just keep up the Mortar Machines and TP back to base and just do that, you know, seamlessly. Invoker will actually be the third ban by the Radiant squad.
Yes, the Radiant squad. That means Chaos Knight has not been banned as of yet. So I guess they really didn't fear him as much as we thought they did. They don't think that was the reason they lost. They probably had other things in mind. And then Lycanthrope, of course, another typical ban, but Nature's Prophet, like I said, okay, there it is. Sure enough, first pick gets it. Hook, line, and sinker. So now, what are they going to... Oh, they get their Rubik, though, and the Chaos Knight again. Oh, boy, they're probably feeling really comfortable right now in their picks.
Those are great pickups, both. I mean, really all three heroes, but it's just gonna wind up to be, you know, what can Regiment of Shadows really do with that global presence? Hopefully they're able to set up a lot of ganks with it. Hopefully they get a decent push lineup to be able to really take advantage of that Nature's Prophet pickup. But of course, we're gonna have to be super scared of this Chaos Knight. Obviously a hero that Meows really are interested in running and really enjoy playing.
Absolutely. I just really am not sure how they're going to go. Now they have to be, like, really cautious. Enigma is available, but I don't think they want to pick up the Enigma, especially against the Rubik. If you don't catch him in it, and then you don't cast another spell afterwards, he's pretty much got a free black hole for whenever he wants to use it. Nature's Prophet, the only thing really worth stealing is possibly his ultimate if you can get it in time, but he's not that much to be feared, I guess, overall. Oh, you can spawn the trance, though, for pushing. Not a terrible spell.
There you go.
Not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's potential to try and catch somebody. I mean, there are different things to steal.
Lordy. Oh, your mic. Yo, Mike. Can you fix your mic for life, please?
No, I can't. Is it good now?
It's better now, yes.
Okay. Titan are actually a pretty good pickup against Rubik, because he's actually going to be able to Ravage and then hopefully land that Anchor Smash off immediately afterwards to sort of ensure that Rubik cannot steal that ability. Windrunner also picked up on that Radiant side of the board, and Enigma is actually going to finish off the Dire picks.
Absolutely. So Enigma, I think they felt pretty confident also that the Radiant was not going to pick it up, and they wanted that for themselves here. So, you know, another great way to get the fights opened up. And with the Windrunner, too, though, on the other team, I mean, another strong hero. I have to say the Shackle Shot can prove to be an amazing CC, especially if you latch two heroes together. See each of them stunned for about 3.5 seconds. The Tidehunter, no-brainer, I think has been actually in pretty much every game I've casted thus far, just proving with his Ravage to be effective on all tiers of play here. And then the Anchor Smash against Chaos Knight, I think actually really important to note that as well.
Yeah, I'm actually interested about this Sand King ban out. Kind of interesting considering that Regiment of Shadows weren't really able to do much with it last game. But I guess they really do fear that they're going to actually be able to line that up really well with the Ravage. That is a potentially devastating combination. And when you consider that they have actually a decent amount of AoE damage on top of that, the Windrunner Power Shot as well as the Nature's Prophet Ultimate, it's something to keep in mind. If they do wind up lining that up, it could be devastating.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're almost like banning these heroes that would be really easy for Rubik to spell steal, more or less. It's kind of interesting that way, but you can't really base everything on the Rubik because he'll be affected about really what hero he's up against. A Shackle Shot's a great thing to steal. All these abilities are still effective. And then, actually, here comes the Shadow Shaman ban. Now, that's another interesting thing. Maybe they're afraid of them going more of a push strat Death Prophet ban.
Interesting. Yeah, that again might just be a preference thing of maybe not just wanting to play against that hero. I mean, I certainly think she's strong. I've mentioned this a couple times now throughout the cast of the Reddit League. But yeah, she's kind of a flavor hero, sort of. It just has to be a hero that team is interested in running. She's definitely a hero that I enjoy playing around with. But I don't know. She can be particularly devastating if you do allow her to get that farm up. And when you consider that a big item on her is actually a Shiva's Guard, that could be particularly devastating against the Chaos Knight. We have Queen of Pain and Crystal Maiden both coming up. I think both those heroes totally acceptable and almost expected in this round of the picking.
Queen of Pain, as much as I love her, and she is a great, fantastic hero, but Rubik has such an easy time stealing that ultimate, I feel like, because it doesn't see anything. Lone Druid actually picked up. Are we going to see a Rubik bear this game? That is the question at hand. I don't. Does it even look like Rubik? Does he? I'm not sure exactly how that would go down, but I would love to see it happen. Lone Druid picked up, so they've got kind of this hybrid push / AoE comp. And that might actually work in their favor. It's going to be a little different than how they're like all AoE last game compared to this.
This actually sort of... Oh, Mirana, actually, the last pickup for the Dire. Very interesting. Here we don't see a lot, but here I'm actually quite fond of seeing in mid to high level play. And that's actually something I wanted to mention with the Lone Druid. This is actually kind of interesting because obviously Lone Druid is particularly devastating in professional play. But when you have this sort of mid to high level play, are we going to see Lone Druids being able to get their Radiance quick? Are we going to see those Lone Druids sitting their bears in the lanes they're not in to try and push the lane and farm that way? I mean, there's a lot of that sort of next level play that is really important if you're going to try and optimize this Lone Druid pick.
That is a very strong question that I do not have the answer for. We're going to have to see how they decide to run it. Actually, I believe Rubik's going to be middle, which I'm really excited to see. I think last time I saw him play support, but a lot of teams do like to run him in this middle. Obviously, very effective with the Fade Bolt on top of that ultimate, getting that really quickly to steal for how the other team fights goes. He's definitely going to be up against that Queen of Pain mid, I would have to think. So, definitely shouldn't have too much issues getting the farm, but might have trouble with rune control unless his team helps him out.
Yeah, we thought Vengeful Spirit CK was a dumb lane. Crystal Maiden CK is obnoxious. That is such a great combination. They're really going to be able to keep the Radiant team on their toes as far as whoever they send up there. It looks like it will probably be a solo Windrunner, but man, that combination could even look to get her killed with the Windrun. But the nice thing to note about this team is they're actually going to, both teams are going to have someone in the jungle. So interesting to note, Mirana actually coming down here into the Radiant jungle, placing some wards there to make sure...
Another quick thing interesting to note before it happens, Enigma in the bottom lane. Notice how he's going to deny this creep right away before he goes in the jungle. Here we go with the non-conversion. And he's going to go back to Fountain to get mana. A beautiful strategy that I think does not get appreciated enough, but it's going to already help this long lane because they're a creep down. It'll help Mirana control it that much more. And with those wards, like you said, placed, going to definitely help them at least let her get some experience in farm.
I'm actually kind of surprised they did it on the range creep, but I guess that's sort of splitting hairs. Yeah, that's really an amazing strategy to do and something that is actually even popular for liches to do, to deny a creep in a different lane than the one they're going to, just to try and help out that lane. Here in the bottom lane, actually, we have Lone Druid running with Tidehunter. Very interesting.
I was also that confused when I saw it. Not that I'm confused about Lone Druid being in a lane, but the fact that he has a support, he's usually solo wherever he goes. So he's going to have a Tidehunter on top of that. If they get some slow combinations, with the bear getting some entangle procs possibly, and actually Nature's Prophet going to be jungling So it's going to leave Windrunner to solo top, which should be no trouble for her. A pause does come out by the shade of gray. A lag issue is at hand. Sorry, go. G is the response.
G? Let's get some G's in here. Not two of them. Two of them would be excessive. Single G's will suffice. So we all know. Yeah, here's actually something I'm curious about. We kind of have the same situation as the last game, right? I mean, the Regiment of Shadows are looking to run a hero that can solo just fine with another hero to support. So the question is this going to pay off? Or is this Tidehunter maybe going to do something different than they wound up doing last game? Is he going to look to maybe try and roam around and put some pressure on this Rubik, who is a hero that doesn't have any kind of escape mechanism? So they could very easily try and pick up a kill there if he looks to go mid with the Gush.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd like to see him roam around just because, like you said, Lone Druid perfectly capable on his own. I'm actually kind of curious that he went the Stout Shield as well as the Quagmire and the Spirit Bear. That's more of a jungling strategy you see used on him commonly. The Stout Shield not necessarily that great in the laning phase. Tidehunter taking actually a lot of damage from that tower, but unless he's looking to like pull aggro from all the creeps while he's harassing, I don't know if that's the best option. You actually see a lot of Lone Druids go for a really quick Hand of Midas to increase his farm. As well as, of course, increase his attack speed.
Yeah, I definitely think that would be a valid pickup here. A really nice item, like you said, to have on the bear, because that attack speed will, of course, increase your chances of proccing the Entangle just from getting more auto attacks in there. What are you awing about?
I just read Grim Midas just informed me that they patched it so Rubik could not steal the bear.
Oh.
No Rubik bears coming out this game, I'm afraid.
Well,
unfortunately.
We dreamed. We had a moment to dream.
Ooh, a quick Orb of Venom on the Spirit Bear. I love it.
That's actually a really nice pickup. It's actually in the recommended, and not a bad decision. I mean, this too, sort of with the thing of getting additional attack speed, just it gives a slow, which means they're going to be in range longer, which means you get more auto attacks. So not a bad decision there, and also gives you some burn potential to pick up kills once they get out of range, or even the last hit on a creep.
Absolutely. Actually, beaming in chat saying, what do you think ROS needs to do to stay alive for this series? I think they just really need to be more coordinated this game. I think that's exactly what lost them for last time. They couldn't get all their spells together. They still have some decent AoE. If Tidehunter and Queen of Pain especially can get their ultimates to hit 3 or 4 heroes together, throw that Lone Druid in the mix with a power shot or something, I think that's going to be really important for them to win these team fights, because otherwise you're up against a Rubik, a Black Hole, a Chaos Knight, all these different powerful forces from the Dire that they're going to just have too much trouble.
Top lane, we have a gank on the Windrunner.
Okay, she's going to get caught out, but uses the Windrunner very quickly. Here we got the Malphite and actually the Frostbite. 1 second stun, but that's going to be just enough. First blood goes to Chaos Knight. Tons of CC just from those 3 heroes alone. That is a scary lane to be in.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love what the support heroes were doing in that case, where I guess the jungler and the support hero, they waited on the auto attack. They wanted to make sure that Chaos Knight got that big burst of gold, and as we can see here now, has his boost and sitting on 900 gold. And that's another thing to consider too. I mean, Lone Druid is going to be, obviously a stronger carry than Chaos Knight if he is able to completely buy out. But Chaos Knight is going to really hit his stride in the middle part of the game when Lone Druid is really looking to still combine some key items. So they're really going to have to just be able to hold off that Chaos Knight and force this into the late game if they're not able to get an advantage early.
Very, very true. Nature's Prophet, though, farming away in the jungle, pretty much even with Enigma except for no assist. But, at the end of the day, he does have level 3. Level 4, is he going to put the point in Sprout to be maybe more aggressive? Actually, speaking of aggressive, Queen of Pain going to go on this Rubik, but he's actually going to use his telekinesis to lift her off. And now it's actually going to turn around the Fade Ball doing a whole ton of damage. And she only has 3 tangos to hopefully keep the rejuve up. So she went actually double no talisman instead of a bottle. That's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, 10-3 versus a 13-2 Rubik, just barely losing to him. Actually, interesting to note, the Lone Druid has the most farm in the game, and just behind him is the Nature's Prophet and the Enigma. Actually, both teams staying pretty close on the farm, but this is not to beat a dead horse, but in the bottom lane, the Tidehunter really not doing a whole lot other than sapping the experience from the Lone Druid. So I really would like to see him maybe even buy a smoke at a seat and look to try and put up some pressure in a different lane.
It would be nice. He does have 8 denies, actually, which is a really high amount for a melee support. So actually, I think that's pretty good last hit-wise. But like you said, he isn't accomplishing a lot, and this Rubik's been pretty much across the river for a lot of this game. Now they do have the vision, of course, from this ward here from Mirana to show when he's going to roam middle, so maybe it wouldn't be the most effective thing, but at least make him feel a little bit of pressure. If these three heroes, meanwhile on the top lane, Crystal Maiden just, allowing this Chaos Knight to get absolute free farm, does have the treads as a first item, so looking to get a little tankier and increase his attack speed here.
Yeah, also an interesting note on that, Crystal Maiden does have the 1 point in the Arcane Aura, which I actually kind of like because, the Rubik is a little expensive with the Telekinesis and the Fade Bolt, and, Mirana can always use the mana to try and pick up some farm and some harass with the Starstorm.
There we go. Actually, Nature's Prophet does pick up the Sprout. And he's going to go for a Hand of Midas, it appears. Has the Gloves of Haste, so that would tend to make you think he's going to go for that quick Hand of Midas. Lone Druid, on the other hand, he buys boots for himself as well as his bear. Gets an Entangle proc on the Mirana, doing a whole ton of damage. But is it going to be enough? No, the bear's not going to dive, but doing some amazing harassment just from a few auto attacks. Not too shabby.
Yeah, and I mean, Mirana, not that her mana is really a big issue, but actually just kind of waits the leap there. Didn't really have to use it, but wound up using it instead. So now another 15 seconds if they look to try and dive this tower, which they are. Looks like she's actually going to get really low. The Gush doing a ton of damage. Has to pop the ultimate to try and stay alive. Will it be enough? Yes, she just barely goes invisible. 27 health, just barely getting away.
Meanwhile, Chaos Knight killing the Windrunner again with the Crystal Maiden. And now actually putting a second point into the Arcane Aura. So really wants to keep the mana regen high for their team. Not that that's too bad of an idea. All those heroes very mana intensive, more or less. So, definitely can prove to be pretty effective in this game. And obviously, 2 points in the Frostbite's all they've needed with the Chaos Knight stun to really kill these heroes. Now actually putting pressure on this top tier 1 lane. Are they going to have enough with all of those greater Eidolons? There's 6 of them beating on this tower, doing insane amounts of damage. I even pluralized insane to show you how insane it is. And now they're going to get this kill on it, and Enigma gets the last hit. So a 7.5 minute tier 1 tower for Meowzsports.
I actually really want to point out there, we were watching that bottom lane and happened to notice that Mirana popped the ultimate, and during that, we actually saw that kill in the top lane. So that's really great heads-up play, I think, there by the Dire team to realize, oh snap, we have this Mirana ulti up here in the top lane, let's go be aggressive with it, let's set something up on this Windrunner when she might not be expecting it. And I actually might want to go back and watch the replay of this game just to see if that is exactly what they did to take advantage of that ultimate that they were able to grab really quickly there.
Skill build of the game on this Queen of Pain or what? Looking to put even points in everything.
Stats. Oh, not stats. Alright, well.
Interesting choice.
It is interesting. I would say typically you would look to go for the Blink or the Scream of Pain, depending on which you needed. But interested in leveling up the Shadow Strike as well. So, alright.
I mean, the thing with the 2 points of Shadow Strike, actually I've seen it more and more commonly. Normally, level 1 they put that point in the Blink. 2 and 3 they go Shadow Strike, though, to put just a lot of basic harass on one hero. And then they start maxing out the Screen Pain afterwards, but actually put a second point in Blink. So, looking to maybe also kind of fearing the ganks, if you will. And actually now, in the meantime, there's going to be a pressurized mid. Rubik actually stealing Blink himself. So not the best of spells, but maybe going to help him survive if he needs to escape in a jiff, especially if he gets sprouted up here in the middle. A lot of these Trinas now taking a lot of damage, and they're getting tons of Fade Bolt spam over and over. He does pop the regeneration, and actually now Blink's in, and is going to use Telekinesis to bring her back, but she also has Blink, and the Sprout is out now, so he's just going to leave him there. It's like, back off, dude. We don't want to fight you right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually something that's kind of key to mention that I don't think we have yet, is how powerful that Fade Bolt's going to be this game, because not only is it going to be the normal creeps, but it's also going to be the Nature's Prophet Treant. It's also going to be the Lone Druid Bear, who just does a ton of damage against towers. So definitely something to consider. Decreasing that attack damage all around is going to make it a little bit more difficult for this Radiant team to push.
This Rubik is just doing an amazing amount of damage in this middle lane, really showing why he's an effective middle, even against a Queen of Pain. I mean, she has a great burst potential herself, but actually looks to max out the Blink. It looks a third point now put in there instead of the Scream of Pain. So really just wants to be agile and mobile, be able to move around, get maybe some runes of her own if possible. Nature's Prophet going to get initiate on. Sorry to take away from you, but the leaf's going to be used on her, so she's going to be just fine. The Sprout not very effective against a Mirana.
No, I'm very proud. You've seen everything in this game. I've been there. I was just going to tell you, like, oh hey buddy, look at all this stuff. But no, you've been right there. Good job, my friend. Very nice, as per the usual. And now we actually see some initiation, though they try to land an arrow, but it just will hit the bear. Telekinesis actually will grab a stun. It'll stun 2 heroes, and they look to try and go in on the lone druid, but it won't be enough. A big ultimate drop from the Queen of Pain. She looks to try and go in on the Mirana. Mirana, will she survive? Getting really low. The Shadow Strike will maybe be enough damage. Another auto attack. Oh, here comes the Queen of Pain, blinking in over the top, and that will actually finish off that Mirana kill. And now Rubik actually looks to be in a lot of trouble. Gush not up, so they will not be able to pick up that kill.
Really actually grateful probably that he has this blink coming out as the Rubik, because if he didn't have that, he would be most certainly dead at this point. And meanwhile, Tidehunter actually going with the blink on Lone Druid with the telekinesis. Is it going to be enough? No, he doesn't have enough for the Fade Bolt, and so he's not going to be able to finish off the kill here. Nature's Prophet going to teleport out now. But meanwhile, top lane, Chaos Knight, what has been going on except absolute free farm?
Yeah, I mean, I actually want to go and check out what his creep score is right now. It is 33. He's actually 1 behind his Rubik, and their Enigma is sitting at 47 creep score. So actually, Enigma is the only hero that's completely beating out the Dire team, as that Lone Druid actually has 39 creep score of his own, so actually staying ahead of the Chaos Knight and the Rubik.
Speaking of the Enigma, pushing the bottom with those greater Eidolons, doing a whole ton of harasser damage to this poor little Spirit Bear. He just wants to be up front, but this is just doing way too much damage. Is he going to lose the bear to these Eidolons? Okay, no, he's not. But in the meantime, I guess trying to save the tower from any further harassment, Mirana is going to fall back. But actually, it looks like the Enigma's going to go for a quick mech. So it's 1,500 gold and the headdress in the inventory. So probably a greater choice over the blink dagger. Or do you think he's going to just save for a blink at this point since he has all that gold?
I mean, he's sitting on the headdress, so I think, me personally, I'd rather see the mech. I think that'd be a great item pickup for them. But, I mean, maybe that initiation is what they're looking for at this point. I think they already have plenty of it, though, to be honest, with the Chaos Knight, with the Mirana ultimate. So, like I said, I think I would still go for the mech. But, no, of course, the Blink Dagger is always a good pickup on that Enigma hero.
Absolutely. Either way, I think it's pretty important. Queen of Pain now, trying to get last hits, but kind of having some issues with it. Now, Rubik can steal a level 4 blink compared to a level 2 blink, so obviously a much lower cooldown. Going to be helpful. He's spamming out the Fade Bolt, trying to harass these Treants down, kill them off. In the meantime, though, here we go. Top lane. Shackle Shot's not going to lash to anything. She's going to keep running. And Nature's Prophet actually teleports right on top. Just body block, I assume, because he doesn't have enough mana for anything else. So, interesting choice of TP there. He does have the Hand to Midas recipe in his bank, so he's going to deliver that out here soon. And hopefully increase his farm a lot, because he needs it. He's pretty behind at this point.
If I were him, I would be sending that courier right back to base. Actually, it looks like that's exactly what's happening. He's trying to do it, but somebody really wants their Steam Boots finished. But no, he really needs to get that Midas recipe as quickly as possible. Really start to get that item working for him as quickly as he can. Because, yeah, I mean, like you said, he's a little bit behind now. We'll have to see where he looks to go after this. I mean, I think Aghanim Scepter might actually not be that bad of a choice, actually, as Rubik looks to pick up a kill in the middle lane on the Queen of Pain. And he actually has this middle tower down to about 140 health. So if he's really willing to risk it, he could help push that tower down, as it looks like there might be an engagement top.
There is, in fact, Chaos Knight's coming in behind him. Tidehunter going to use. Is he going to get his ulti off? Yes, he is, just in time. Acre Smash comes out, but his team wants nothing to do with this fight because they have no mana. So while it's another beautiful Tidehunter ult hitting 3 heroes, actually Reality Rift comes out now. The Nature's Prophet, 3 seconds stun from the Chaos Bolt. It's going to be easily enough damage. Tries to teleport, but just not going to have enough time. A double kill for the Chaos Knight. This is deja vu from the first game.
I wanted to sing Ryovane's praises, actually sitting on the Malefice, waiting for it, sitting on the ultimate, waiting for an opportunity to grab 2 people, but he unfortunately wastes the ultimate. But I will pat you on the back, sir, for saving that Malefice and make sure that they could get the kill on the Nature's Prophet. Of course, Malefice is a very good sort of counter to the Nature's Prophet teleport. Because you get those stuns over time, it means that the teleport takes a long time to get off, if it ever does.
Look at Pay being a sneaky sitch over here. Just going to hang out here with the blink, ready to initiate, but the ult hits on cooldown for a minute. So all she's going to be able to do is initiate with that Scream of Pain and possibly one of her Shadow Strikes, but they actually already fall back, so she's just doing that for naught, and is actually pretty behind herself, only still having those 2 Null Talismans from the beginning of the game and nothing else, while her Rubik counterpart has Arcane Boots, a bottle, a Magic Wand, and now a Staff of Wizardry to go for, I would assume, a 4th staff at this point.
Yeah, that would certainly be a great pickup, actually. Mirana denies the bottom tier 1 tower, as Rubik actually will pick up the last hit on the middle tower. But he may be in trouble, because the Queen of Pain was trying and follow up here. Doesn't have that ultimate still, though, so will not be able to do that.
No, he will not. Actually, Rubik did use the ultimate on the Nature's Prophet while he was trying to defend, just to kind of scare him off a little bit. Did a whole ton of damage, but he does have that hand of mice now. Finally, he's going to hopefully look to go back into jungle soon or push a lane, because that is, of course, what he does best. Invis now used Power Shot, doing a whole ton of damage to both the Crystal Man and the Rubik, but he really wants to do something with this Invis rune. Looking to set something up, but he's only got 400 health, so he has to be really cautious here. What is he going to do? All he's got is a Shadow Strike and some Fade Bolt action, maybe the Telekinesis to go on. But yeah, he's just going to play it smart, fall back, get the Urn Charge. And here we go, actually a Focus Fire coming out from the Windrunner. They really want to try to deal enough damage to this thing, but here we go. An arrow lands on the Queen of Pain, going to be a super long stun. She's going to get now Telekinesis. Chaos Knight finish off Nature's Prophet in the meantime. All comes out for the Queen of Pain, but she's going to drop for Spirit Bear is maybe going to fall here for the Lone Druid. He's going to try to fall back. Here we go, 3 heroes running back. Great job by Chrisman killing the Tidehunter, and now it looks like the Lone Druid's going to fall as well. Double kill for the Chaos Knight, and they only have the Windrunner surviving that fight.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I mean, and just looking at how this Chaos Knight's doing right now, he's actually going the exact same build as last game. Got the Helm of Iron Will for the armor and health regeneration, then picked up the Bracer for some of that tankiness. So really interesting there, looking to regularly delay that armlet in order to get some additional health and other stats as well.
Yeah, they've just done a terrific job. And the Chaos Knight, once again, proving to be a dominant hero in this game. He's finished his armlet now. And you know, they have the Urn also to heal them up. Really good choice by Crystal May to pick that up. Just overall playing just very well. That's very coordinated as well. You know, knowing the right targets to CC. You know, they threw that Telekinesis on Queen of Pain right away, as well as the Chaos Bolt, to make sure she couldn't blink around or anything, to get that really quick kill on her. Tidehunter, once again, not able to really be effective, not able to use his ultimate, and just all these things together are just really adding up to their, you know, leading up to possibly a defeat for them again.
Yeah, they really have to sort of put their eggs in the basket of this Lone Druid, who's now sitting on 500 gold. We'll have to see if he starts maybe trying to stay out for Radiance, or maybe looks to go for a little bit of cheaper item. He has finished Phase Boots on his Spirit Bear, who's going to be hitting very hard. And now that that Spirit Bear is actually level 4, they are going to have the Demolish. That's actually doing a ton of damage to this middle tower here. Looks like some of the Radiant team do want to kill it, but others not so much. You really should be sticking that bear on the tower just to make sure they get it. They wind up picking that up. Queen of Pain will actually grab the last hit on that tower, getting herself up to about 700 gold. Also sitting on a Robe of the Magi. Very interesting.
Probably going to go for those treads, I would have to think. You know, it's one of the components you can use for the treads, and she needs them at this point. She needs a little tankiness. Hopefully, going to keep those on strength. Nature's Prophet, in the meantime, pushing down, going to finish up his treads of his own with the Hand of Midas. 15 seconds on cooldown. Probably going to look to go in the jungle and pop that off. Chaos Knight, though, he's just such a beast this game. So far ahead, he is sitting at 6-0-1 with that 53 creep score. The gold graph, I'll pull it up now. A little dip actually comes back after that tower kill, but still about a 6,500 gold advantage, and about almost a 9 or 10,000 experience lead. Pretty substantial at this point. There is a Spirit Bear. There's a Rubik Bear. You lied to me, Grim.
Grim is a liar and a fraud.
You lied to me, Raw. There is a Spirit Mother effing Bear.
Maybe it's not in, like, oh man, maybe it's a, oh man. Well, there you go. You're welcome to report it, Grim, if you think you're wrong. Look at that poor bear. Bear-on-bear action. It's kind of hot, let me tell you. He actually gets sprouted up here. They look to gush it. They're trying to take it down. They don't want that tool to be in Rubik's utility belt for this game. He is actually not going to be able to recall it. And it gives up that 100 gold. So a nice little pickup there for the Nature's Prophet.
Okay, the question is, does it hurt Rubik when it dies?
I want to say yes.
I do too. I feel like it hurt him. Which
yeah.
is unfortunate. But nonetheless, Rubik Bear is down for the count, and that's probably not... Actually, he could just steal it again, though, unless Lone Druid decides to start using that Rabbit. Does not put a point in the ultimate yet. Another interesting thing to note with Lone Druid, not looking to go necessarily tanky on his main person. Like you normally see the bear get actually high DPS, and leaving the hero to just go that ultimate and get really tanky and not have to worry about surviving himself.
I'm sorry, I'm just really sad now that Rubik lost his bear, and he'd even been named Snuggles. That just, oh man. Yeah, it was all a game before, but now it's real, man. As the Radiant actually has to come down here and defend their Tier 1 tower. Gets down to 30 health, it will actually get denied by the Tidehunter, so nice job there denying the Dire team 500 gold all around. So that is at least working in their favor. But the Dire team are actually looking to push this tier 2 tower in the top lane. Nature's Prophet now the only hero here to try and put up a fight.
Good counter out there. The tree had spawned, but then the Fate Bolt as well. Oh no, a 2-second stun is going to land Nature's Prophet. The ultimate is going to be stealed by Rubik perhaps. Telekinesis, that's going to be enough for the kill, the Mirana. So really good initiation with the arrow. It's a wonderful job there. Rubik actually stole the Nature's Call, so going to have treants of their own for this push with the Eidolons. Going to be plenty, possibly, Queen of Pain using the Scream to try to go out here and defend it, but are they going to have enough? No mana on the Windrunner as well. So it's going to fall to Enigma on tier 2 pushed. Now Queen of Pain, what was stolen from her? It's going to be a Scream of Pain. The arrow comes out. It's going to land for 5 seconds. Rubik going to use his own Force Staff as well as Scream of Pain to do plenty of damage, but she does get the blink off, so she's going to survive just barely.
Oh, unfortunately, Enigma did not get that Malefice off fast enough, but he is actually sitting on a completed mech, so really, in reality, they could look to just keep this up, and wow, Crystal Maiden actually picks up a kill on the Lone Druid, pushing out this bottom lane, her and her buddy Chaos Knight picking up yet another kill. As we see, he actually finishes the Drums of Endurance.
Meanwhile, tier 3 tower down to half health, by the way, from Rubik, Enigma, and Mirana. Now actually initiation going on the Titanhall. Malphite down a ton of burst damage. Titanhall just looking to use his ult, but he's going to die by the Fate Bolt before that even happens. Really unfortunate play by them. And now he's just probably just charging ahead, but he has to realize he's really behind. Actually going to get, it appears, the Wrath of Nature stolen. So maybe he's just going to pop that up to get a little bit of farm himself, but Titanhall are just trying so hard to get some good ults landed, but there's no way. They're not, like I said, they're not coordinating these things well, and it's just really unfortunate to see.
Yeah, I mean, the Dire are doing a really good job of sort of closing that noose, and, with Nature's Prophet going in the hand of Midas, it's the same thing like it is on every other hero that picks up that item. It's delaying his other purchases. I mean, he's essentially sitting on about 3,000 gold between that Midas, between the headdress and the gold in his purse right now. So, that could have been working towards his Aghanim Scepter or something else that might be a bigger player in this game. Actually looks like he's interested in going for that mech with the headdress.
Bottom lane. In the meantime, Rubik using Telekinesis was the Fate Bolt on the Lone Druid. 4 seconds. Stun comes out from the Chaos Knight. The Sprout going to try to survive, but no, Crystal Maiden going to get the kill. And now he's going to use Reality Rift on the Nature's Prophet. Are they going to have another CC? A steal on the Nature's Prophet. It's going to pick up a level 1 Sprout, but not going to be able to use it in time to keep him down. You see that the Queen of Pain is just running around trying to look to set something up. Just doesn't have the opportunity. So another kill on this Lone Druid, and they just keep falling. 1-13 the score.
Yeah, this is looking very grim for the Dire team. I mean, you just look at how raw
Or the
Lone
Radiant,
Druid
perhaps.
is still. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant
I think
to
the
say.
Dire feels actually pretty much the opposite of Grim at this point.
Well, I think, the Radiant are setting up a comeback, as it turns out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'm ready.
maybe the Radiant team, maybe they're on their back foot. I don't know. I don't want to say for sure. Actually, here in the top lane, Windrunner getting taken down really low. Crystal Maiden and the Enigma looking to make sure it works for her, and she will actually go down. Doesn't even look to try and keep running away. Just stands there and gets taken out.
In the meantime, getting initiated on, but no, they can't follow it up. Nature's Prophet keeps TPing around to try to help out, but by the time he gets there, the action's pretty much over. And actually, look, taking a page from the Windrunner last game, going a pipe again for his team, which would be great against this Dire lineup, except for the fact that she's not even that close to finishing. It hasn't even gone, hasn't finished up that Hood Defiance yet. And meanwhile, Tidehunter trying to defend this bottom lane now with Nature's Prophet. Every time Nature's Prophet TP's in, I swear, guys, he's only got enough mana for like 1 spell.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I was just saying, all that mana is sort of, or all the gold was sort of tied up in that hand of Midas still, so he wasn't able to go like an energy booster or something like that to really give him the mana to be effective in later, or in this part of the game. He's sort of just setting up for that late game. I mean, the Windrunner is about 800 gold off of it, actually. She has finished the Hood, does have the headdress, so she will be able to finish that up very soon, and hopefully that will be able to help her team mount some kind of turtle defense. I do have to say, I have seen one amazing turtle already today. I'm ready to see 2.
2 turtles in 1 day?
They're so slow, you would hardly expect to see more than 1. I mean, how would they even
2
get to the
turtles,
same
1
spot?
league. Alright, let's see if they can make it happen here. Here comes the initiation arrow from Rana, not going to land, just going to kind of scout out. Chaos Knight actually taking a heap of damage from Lone Druid, but he is way out there, and he's going to get initiated on here by the Malefice as well as the Frostbite. Gonna take tons of damage. 2-second stun from Gasball, and he is gonna fall. Meanwhile, here comes the rest of the team. Now he's probably in a lot of trouble. Gonna get stolen, and the Sprout's gonna go out. Shackle Shot gonna land perfectly, but is it gonna be enough? Nature's Prophet does in fact fall to the Marana, and that's gonna be 2 dead for just, well, 0 actually. Chaos Knight is going to survive, and now getting an Urn Charge actually. He's going that quick Manta again. He really loves that build.
Yeah, I mean, the really sad thing about that whole engagement is you actually saw Tidehunter just ran basically to bottom river to place a ward, didn't even have a TP on him, and has Ravage available. So, you know, he just didn't have the tools to be able to get back and really help his team fight there. You know, that Lone Druid a little overextended for not having his team all in one area, them being a little bit spread out. There was really nothing they could hope to do to survive. They now are actually looking to put up an attack on this middle tower.
Black hole from the Enigma. Gonna hit both heroes. Tidehunter gets us all off in time, but Windrunner gonna try to survive barely. And now the Scream of Pain actually comes out from the Queen of Pain herself and gonna do as much damage as he can. But the Chaos Knight's on a monster kill streak, and that's gonna be 2 heroes dead. Are they gonna follow up? Lone Druid now coming in, gonna get telekinesis. Can the Bear follow up here? Nature's Prophet TP'd in behind to try and counter him out, but actually gonna fall really quick here to the Marana. And now is the Lone Druid gonna try to chase down someone? No, he's going for the Chaos Knight. Can he use the Armlet double quick to try to survive here? Yes, it looks like that's going to be the case. The Orb Venom not enough to kill him, and now that's going to be just enough damage. Windrunner now actually on her heels. The negative Urn Charge comes out. Here comes the slow, plus the 3-second, plus the 4-second stun. Why not throw them all at once? And that is going to be all of those heroes dead. And no, the Chaos Knight falls to a tower attack in the last second.
Yeah, unfortunate there for him. But that was probably the weirdest black hole call I've ever heard, I must say. It was like reserved, but also being screamed out. It was very strange. I just want you to know that.
It was a black hole at 10:45 in the eve.
That's...
I feel like that's a fair way to evaluate it.
I like it. That's a pretty on par. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, there you go, guys. If you actually want to hear loud, crazy black holes, me and Jay will actually stream them in parts, like kind of get a Bohemian Rhapsody thing going here with yelling out black hole. Get it in the AM. Nine or actually, I guess.
Black hole.
Yes, there you go. We'll start up a little what are they called? The
Barbershop quartets.
Barbershop quartets. Yes, we will. We will get that going for Black Hole. So, there you go.
Yeah, so another great fight, though, coming off the Dire. I mean, they, once again, just proving to be just really strong and effective in these team fights. They do, in fact, kill the melee barracks again. I swear this is deja vu just on the other side of the game, because this is exactly what happened in the last one. Queen of Pain does have a Staff of Wizardry. Not sure. Maybe she's going for an Aghanim's, but not even remotely close. Manta finished up on the Chaos Knight, and a Hood of Defiance actually on Rubik. So going to go for what appears to be the Pipe to get some magic resist on their team, which would be actually kind of helpful considering what they're up against.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about the Rubik null field. Actually, as Marana picks up a kill on the Nature's Prophet in the top lane, he was actually looking to try and push that tier 1 tower, but they were like, nope, we actually kind of like it where it is. Leave it up, please, and we will just take the kill and continue on killing creeps. But
I speak for the towers.
I speak for the towers. Yes, the Rubik R does stack with the magic resist from Hood of Defiance and Pipe. So you know, something important to keep in mind. I mean, they can actually really get really tanky against those big spells, like the Queen of Pain ultimate. So
Tidehunter dropping his all bottom, but here we go. Rubik dropping it immediately right back. Manta style plus the ultimate could have popped up. Reality ripped all of those images, annihilating that poor sap. But in the meantime, actually, Rubik could have fallen to Lone Druid. Queen of Pain in a whole mess of trouble. Look at all of these illusions doing a bajillion damage. What saves? Power Shot's going to come out to as much as it can, but now Reality Rift. This Windrunner's in a lot of trouble. Going to Windrun out, unfortunately, and going to survive. Is there going to be support, though? A great Shackle Shot hitting the main one, and that's what's really important. Nature's Prophet now TPing really safely behind. Going to try to see what he can do. Sprout does come out. Is he going to be able to do it? No. Miranda ult actually coming out, plus the Quelling Blade use to make sure he escapes safely.
Really nice play there by the Chaos Knight. I mean, I think if we learned anything tonight, it's that you ban out the Chaos Knight against Meowzsports.
Yes, against Meowzsports, I think, apparently. And actually now top. Here we go. The Manto's finished up also Mirana to note. So double the images, double the fun. They're going to take this tier 3 tower quite easily. Crystal Bane getting the last hit, of course. Looking to get a Maelstrom probably next with all that gold. We'll have to see, though. Now they're probably looking to probably defend it. But I don't know, that Mirana image is pretty strong. Oh, it's going to poof. Never mind.
Poof. Done going poof.
Look up.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what she buys with it now. I mean, Chris Wayne with that much money, you gotta get something ridiculous. Let's go Soul Curious. Let's get something crazy.
Last one I saw
That would
was
actually
really
be
boring and got Shivas.
Shivas. Oh, that's lame. But
No.
I mean, you gotta stack that ice, man. I actually really would like to see an Assault Curious on this team. I think it'd be a great pickup between the Chaos Knight images and then, of course, Chaos Knight. Then you also have the Mirana, who really benefits from those sort of just little pushes. She is like a decent semi-carry hero, but she really does, need a little help from her friends. So actually picking up the Assault Curious would actually be a pretty fantastic item. I'm not necessarily saying on the Crystal Maiden. It's an option. I'd do it because I'm crazy like that. But,
Divine, another option, of course. Divine Rapier, I'm speaking of.
Of course.
Get those auto attacks out. She has the phase boot, so why not stack all of the damage? Actually, bottom, it looks like a push is coming out. Enigma leading the way with his team. And are they just going to try to backdoor this? Why not? Here they go, backdooring away, and going to get it pretty easily with the Chaos Knight beating on it. And now they're going to keep the creep wave finally catches up. But are they going to just try to base race at this point? I don't think the Radiant has it in them to beat them, especially with all the farm that Dire has. But maybe this is their last-ditch effort. No, a TP comes out for just the Nature's Prophet. Is he going to defend with just Treants and himself? I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Yeah, they're just trying to distract him. While they are, in fact, trying to do the base race strategy, though, this is what I've been looking for. But look at all those images coming up for Chaos Knight. The Sprout just trying to possibly block them, but not nearly enough. This is just way too much damage for Chaos Knight. They need to fall back if they want any chance. They kill a tower, but that bottom lane's already destroyed. They're going straight for the middle, going for the tier 4 towers now. Who is going to win this race? I think it's pretty apparent if it keeps going the way it's going now. They're actually taking out the ranged middle. Now one of the tier 4 towers falls. They're going for the next one. All those illusions are starting to die off, but at this point it just doesn't matter. Tons and tons of damage are coming out. Yes, they're continuing the base race though. Nature's Prophet probably should have just stuck up with his base, with his allies, to be honest. They're not doing a good job holding this on. Power Shot comes on. They're going to try to help them out here. It's down to half health now. The Shackle on a Crystal Maiden of all heroes to try to slow this push down, but just not enough. Power Shot now coming down here. Are they going to look to try and get some background protection? They're not going to get it, though there's still plenty of things around. Chaos Knight buyback into the game. Rubik actually getting killed. They're going to now stop this push. GG, well played, coming out, but I love to see the enthusiasm of it.
Yeah, that was really nice. Fun to see a base race there. Very nice to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just turns out to be 2 games. But don't worry, we will be coming to you with more games from the Reddit League. So please feel free to check out some of our other stuff. Feel free to check out some of the games from earlier. And we will see you next time.
And I'm actually going to leave the stream live for about 2 minutes, just to let you know.
You are a jerk.
Because Adam told me last time, the wizard, sorry, the internet wizard informed me last time I did one of these casts that I shut him off quickly before the game ended. This is definitely an ending I don't want people to miss out on.
It's very true.
Very exciting. I was actually, before the game, speaking with Mott, one of the other casters, and I was like, you know what I could go for? A nice base race. And sure enough, man.
If any of you guys have actually kept up with our podcast, it seems that no matter what we say would be cool to see, it seems to happen immediately in the professional scene. So just, yet again, J4Y calling out to the stars in the sky and the fates just willing it to be. Yet again.
Yet again. I mean, how do you lose with a team name of Meowzsports? Just
that's
very
the problem.
over the top. They even had the cat images on top of that. I mean, they were from the get-go ready to just take this. Starting off with a Pugna pick in the first game, going with Rubik in the second. I mean, just making my evening complete.
I mean, honestly, I think just that Pugna pick shows just how strong the Meowzsports team captain is, because I think we were both sort of kind of taken aback by it, but once we had a minute to think it over, it's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. What a great way to sort of counter out those high mana big team fight spells when you know that they're all going to be trying to use them in one area. That is probably the absolute best counter he could have picked there, and definitely made good use of it. Was able to ensure some farm early on and then lay down those nether wards throughout the game.
You know what's also interesting? Just from a streamer perspective, it seems whenever the games end is when viewers start coming on. It seems to be a pattern I've been experiencing recently.
Well, viewers, If you could please log on earlier.
Oh, that's why. Because
Why?
the person who was in the game decided to log on to the stream to check it out.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's a good way to
So
go.
hello to you. Oh, Sayapa or Siopa.
How do we pronounce
We
Seol's
still
name,
can't
sir?
pronounce his name, but maybe we'll get a correction at some point here.
We need to know. Yes, but very well played, sir. Well played by both teams. It was a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to do another series here. Just, very enjoyable. We'd like to see him go to that third game, some epic comebacks like you got to cast this morning. But, at the end of the day, it's still what it is. We're going to have, I guess the next set of the games is scheduled for next weekend, where you are not going to be in town. So I'm going to be doing a lot of solo casting. My poor, poor voice will be lost by the time you'll be like, how are the games, Jay? I'll be like, they were fine.
They were fantastic. They were all 2 hours.
I'll just start doing the sign language that we were discussing earlier. The sign language casting, it's innovative, that's for sure. You haven't seen it before. Yeah.
Very true. Very, very true. And then, the weekend after that, it's going to be me by myself. And that'll be fantastic, of course, because we all saw what a fantastic job I did today. Hopefully by then, slightly improved. We can only hope, right?
Grandades thinks that we're hating on his name, the Meowzsports.
Wait, we're hating on the team name?
Yeah. How could he think that? We've only been showering them with praise since the beginning.
That is the single greatest team name I have ever come across. I want you to know that. I mean that wholeheartedly. It's the best.
Even better than Meowzsports, perhaps.
Oh, it's definitely better than Meowzsports. Oh, man. Definitely made my night. Thank you for naming your team that. Oh, so good.
And meanwhile, the Regiment of Shadows? I'm sorry, I was going to say Raid again. If I can't remember his name, it's not that it's a bad name. It's that I want to say Raid every day, all day. Let it rain.
Make it rain on them hoes?
Make it rain.
I have a nerdy question for you. How many times did you want to call them Reliquary of Souls?
Yes. No, that entered my mind, actually, quite a few times, unfortunately. Week 2 game schedule's up on the RDTL.
Oh, look at that! So you guys can go by there and check that out. And we got assigned our games, or Jay got assigned his games since I won't be here. So you guys can check out when to come back and check out our lovely stream. And again, of course, to plug our own stuff, because I like to do that, you can check out our podcast, actually, today's Monday, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. EST. So you guys are welcome to come by and check that out live, or check out the VODs on Twitch or YouTube.
Shio Pao. That's how you pronounce it.
Shio Pao.
That's how he says it's gone. Shio Pao.
Oh, Shio Pao.
Shio Pao.
Okay, so I
understand the Pao
what
part.
Did I say?
The Shio, I want to say Sio, but that's because I'm a stupid American. So.
And we don't know how to pronounce anything.
No,
right.
we really don't. So. Makes a lot of sense. I think it's been way past the 2-minute mark, so I can probably feel like I want to shut down the stream here at this point. Although, like I said, the viewer count has only gone up since we've ended the game, but what can you do? Guys, it'll be up again. Actually, we do. You plugged our podcast tomorrow, right?
I did.
You did that. So, yeah, I'm going to actually make it the name as well, but we're going to have our podcast tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Tune in with us live. Just join the discussion. We obviously like to interact with our viewers, such as Shio Pal, such as Meowzsports, such as other words that I don't have thoughts of right now. So, such as RoS's.
Reliquary of Souls.
All of the above. So yeah, thanks again. A heart comes out from Shio Pao. We love you too. And now we're going to end the cast. Have a fantastic evening, and join us later for some future broadcasts.